we're going to get into what Stephen A. Smith said Jay-Z had to say to him. And are we overreacting about competition? Isn't that just part of the thing? Well, we're going to listen to what Stephen A. said Jay-Z said to him. It's not that bad, but, I do wonder, right, when you make these type of phone calls, and I get, I'm assuming they have a relationship, so it wasn't like menacing, but I get Jay-Z's point, but is it that important? I don't know. We're going to listen to what Stephen A. had to say.
I bought her album. She gets my money. Mad love for her. Wishing her nothing but the best come Super Bowl performance. But you do know there's only one Beyonce. And somebody like Blue Navy's after you. What the hell's Blue Navy? What's Blue Navy? And then, now, people who will remain nameless, Hollywood stars, couple of cats pissed off at me, going off, complaining, never spoke to me again. Right? And I'm like, y'all messing around with each other? Son, what the hell's going on here? Why would that be something that makes you upset? Right? Months later, Hove and I was on the phone. Hove was like, quote, simple and plain, my dog, you family. That's family. That's too close to say that.
Right.
But I didn't know. I said, I didn't know. He said, I know. Done.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Night.
It's like, because now you say, in other words, it's a business, it's a part of it. You don't know how she'll receive it,
That's right.
et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
That's right.
And that's all he had to say.
Right.
I appreciate.
So here's the thing. One, it is true. You never know in whatever commentary you give how someone is going to respond, react to it. You don't know who's going to hear it, who's not, and what they're going to think. So it is something to be mindful of. But I think, one, there's going to be natural comparisons. It's what it is. I think the problem for me comes in is that people think that if you like one, you can't appreciate or like the other. That's simple. That's elementary, but it's a natural thing that people are going to compare and contrast. I like tacos. I like burritos. It's just, again, I get the fostering of the sense of community and family and not pitting two black women against each other. I truly do, and I understand. But I also think that it is unrealistic to think that we aren't going to compare what we like, what the things that are our strengths and our favorites. I'll say all day, Beyonce is a way better performer than Rihanna. Rihanna is a lazy performer, but I tend to lean more towards Rihanna. But I like them both. I'm going to, patronize them both. Listen to if should Rihanna decide to come back to music. She doesn't have to, but I think that we are getting the stan as an identity is really crazy to me. I mentioned that there is a documentary that's coming out soon about standom and how it's taken over and what it's done for social media. But it is ridiculous in a way, because Stephen A. He said he liked Rihanna again. It's just kind of a little, not sinister, but just a little like, did you really call him to say, hey, knock that off? I hope Stephen A. is exaggerating. Andy?
Highly disappointed in Jay-Z. Jay-Z is somebody who's a huge sports guy,
right?
Who's invested in the NBA and the NFL. He should be somebody who should already know about the comparisons, period. You know what I mean? I get Beyonce is your wife and all that. It's unfortunate because Beyonce's Beyonce. She's above criticism or she's above comparison. Like, stop it. Don't act like you ain't never got a haircut. And I'm speaking to Jay-Z. Don't act like you ain't never got a haircut at the barbershop and you guys were talking about, who the greatest boxer was. And you guys were arguing for hours about who the greatest boxer was. Like, come on, stop it.
That is facts. Sometimes I think that we have made fandom too complicated. Do you know, like, oh, well, if I like this person, I have to like that person. And I also, as someone who, I'm into numbers, I'm into stats, always have been. But I do think that there is an over importance on it as far as people don't seem to just, if you enjoy something and you like it, That's what it's for. It doesn't matter if it didn't go number one or if it didn't get 50,000 sales or if Rihanna's 1-2 count isn't really much and pretty lazy. It doesn't, because you like it. And it's giving you what you need. I mean, I guess from that perspective, we have gotten a little bit out of hand, but I don't think that trying to quench it or make it so. I think the idea that we are always trying to force unity in that way is unrealistic. Everybody's not going to match up. Everything is not going to be a match for people. And that's okay. I think we have to be okay with, the differences too. Andy?
And do we forget what Stephen A. Smith does for a living?
Right.
The name of the show is First Take. They do hot takes on, specifically sports
Embrace
or whatnot.
debate, yes.
But you know what I'm saying? They always provide their opinion or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Is Pat Mahomes gonna be better than Tom Brady? Like, come on, you guys, stop it.
And again, I understand you've seen athletes talk about, oh, it really impacts our careers in these conversations. The only thing I do have to say about that is I get how chatter, because you hear the same thing about artists, we die line talking about that, but here's the real. Does the chatter get heard? A little bit. But to me, the reality is one, if a professional of a professional sports franchise or an executive at a label is basing their professional decision off of idle chatter, they're not good at their job anyway. So you weren't going to get far anyway with them. The other thing is, it's just that, people to compare and contrast is natural. We do it with the day to night, the sun and the moon. It is just the natural inclination of humans, I believe.
We all took science class, right?
Right.
I mean, you conduct experiments, right? Hypothesis, you know what I'm saying? You compare and contrast. I mean, come on, you guys. Come on.
It's just, I think that, when we put too much, oh my God, like just, I like ice cream. I like sorbet. Everybody's happy.
Do you know when you gave your reasons as to why you like Beyonce but why you prefer Rihanna earlier?
Uh-huh.
Like, let's say somebody goes to goes on this YouTube clip and they see that, you're gonna get trashed by the Beehive.
I am.
Like, come on, you like for real?
That's okay. I'm a G. I can take. I mean, but I think that the idea where we are, and that's why I think overall with everything, we want things too neatly packaged in a way, and life is not like that. Everything is not absolute. What?
I was gonna say, we were huge fans when Versus was out, right?
Correct.
I feel like that's the ultimate comparison situation, right?
Right.
We loved it though. And I'm
we
pretty sure when
enjoyed
we was
it,
watching it,
yeah.
we enjoyed it, and we were comparing while we was watching it.
And the thing is this too. Catch me on any given day, and something that is my favorite today might be my third favorite tomorrow. That's just the way life goes. And I wish we could relax a little bit in that. I mean, there's going to be comparison, and it doesn't always have to be negative, and everything isn't always going to be kumbaya, sisterhood, we get along, and the thing is, even if we don't get along today, we could tomorrow. I just think it's too much thought into how to be a proper fan, and it's ridiculous.